Nepal's GenZ is not only clashing over its prime ministerial pick, but is also now facing credibility issues. The protesters are picking their next leader through Discord polls, but India Today open source intelligence team has demonstrated how the polls allow non-Nepalis to vote as well, raising concerns over fairness and foreign interference. Here's more.
Let's throw Molotov at the Home Minister and the Prime Minister. Life of a Neta for every dead body. Kill the fake leadership. These are some of the messages posted in Discord groups created and managed by Nepal's GenZ, the organizers of the mass anti-corruption movement that has overthrown the regime. The young tech-driven protesters chose their own ways, picked their own platforms, but ultimately caused an outcome that even traditional methods of dissent seldom lead to. And now, even though the violence has subsided, the social media platforms remain massively important in the movement. The GenZ is now using Discord to vote for their future leadership. Polls have been organized on the platform to pick a representative who could put forward GenZ's agenda. But the Discord-led dissent carries its own flaws, and major ones at that. The GenZ mechanism of running polls on the app allows non-Nepali citizens to cast votes to pick the country's future representative. To demonstrate this flaw, India Today's open-source intelligence team cast multiple votes on the Discord channel. These votes were cast from outside Nepal and without any valid Nepali credentials. The votes were then removed to ensure zero contribution to the final tally. But the demonstration proved how suspicious foreign actors may have used the same vulnerability to interfere in the Nepalese GenZ movement. Nepal's youth, that was not long ago united against the government, is now divided over their next leader. At this time of heightened chaos and uncertainty, the youth movement's technological loopholes are adding to serious credibility concerns and piling on the risk of foreign interference amid political instability. Bureau Report, India Today.
I'm going to go straight across to Amit Bhardwaj for more details on that story. Amit, if you could just give us an overview of the current situation. I do understand that, it still continues to obviously be very, unstable in that sense, politically speaking, on who the next leader would be. But in terms of the law and order situation, how do things look like right now?
Sneha, this city is right behind me, the capital city of Nepal, Kathmandu. You can see very few cars moving on the streets because now the curfew restrictions have come into play again. So in the morning for 2 hours, in the evening for 2 hours, you get relief from the curfew restrictions. That is the time when people are allowed to step out of their homes, buy the essentials, largely move around in the city as and the way they want. But even at that point in time, checking on the suspicion elements are being carried out by the Nepali armed forces as well as the armed police force, which is back on the streets of Kathmandu again. So law and order situation is largely under control because army has taken majority of important areas, lanes, streets of Kathmandu under its own control. The armored vehicles are doing rounds. The buses of army with flags on it are doing the rounds, sending across a signal that normalcy has returned. However, you would not want the army to, be controlling your traffic, law and order situation on a day-to-day basis, and that is why all attempts are being made by the GenZ delegations, the army leadership, as well as other stakeholders to ensure that the interim government comes into place, taking over the administration of Nepal as it should be, at least at this point in time. And Sushila Karki certainly is finalized for that top post, what we are given to understand through our sources. Back to you.
Amit Bhardwaj, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. And joining us from the capital city of Nepal in Kathmandu, there, Amit, tracking